Do a simple punch or a block, you can feel your whole essence more. Anyone, a basic beginner in learning martial arts, yeah? You might be a beginner in martial arts, karate, like when I first started when I was young, you might be just thinking, do a block, punch, how to do this move. And you're like so external, you know, or you'll be like a kickboxing punching a bag, let's say. If you're really not in tune with yourself, your moves are all over the place. And the only time you get better, I don't care who you are, Manny Pacquiao, boxing, whoever, yeah, you only get better when you start feeling the essence more, feeling, working that shadow boxing and focus. It's teaching your focus that it's not just focusing on the world around you, it's being aware of the world around you, and your focus comes into tune with it all through the physical training. And Kung Fu styles are beautiful because there's so many essences and so many movements and ways and flows. It teaches you, it's very round and fluid like water, they say. It's not like just so rigid, going straight to the point. You can flow with your boxing, you can flow with your Penchak Silat, whatever martial art you do. Krav Maga, Sistine, and there's many good martial arts there, I know, okay? Even with your MMA, which I hate, but I'm just saying, whatever you do, okay? I know you're probably going to say MMA is a traditional mixed martial art. I know, whatever. I know that, all that, Muay Thai, I know, whatever, all that, Jiu-Jitsu. I don't care what we're talking about, ninjutsu, I love all of them. What I'm trying to say is, it's like anything. In the beginning you will be rigid. You could be a worker learning how to hammer, something, or build a house, do work. You'll be rigid. But until you start feeling the essence of that balance, until you stand focused but relaxed, not too focused, not too relaxed, balancing on you see these people outside working on the buildings and construction sites, and they're not falling off. They're doing, scary to look at some of these people, but they're really in tune. They've got their balance. They're like mountain goats, you know what I mean? In tune with nature, not complicated like human beings, but they are. It's like Bruce Lee said, again, Bruce Lee, it's like not thinking but not dreaming. Like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't focus on the. It's all there in what he said, even. So what I'm trying to say is, Kung Fu teaches you the beauty of life through everything. That's what I feel. But it's teaching you to be in tune with nature and not be imbalanced in one part of your life. It's teaching you to naturally feel where another part of your life needs to be put into balance or fit into gear. I find for me, there's other martial arts sometimes, just for me, okay, sometimes there's like imbalances, and it doesn't teach you a lot more than just the art itself and the fighting, and then it carries health benefit. I was saying other martial arts I find sometimes just, to me, they just there's a lot of spaces and holes in them. They teach you a lot meaningful wise, they do teach you a lot to be strong within yourself, they teach you balance, they teach you control, coordination, power, all of that, the techniques, the movements, but it doesn't teach you a lot like Kung Fu does, I feel, to me. Kung Fu systems are that extra depth. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like you can have a ring donut, but you can have a jam donut, with the jam in. But if you don't want the jam, fair enough, you can stick to your other arts. I'm not trying to put other people down and say what you do is hollow, what you do is simple, and it's not good enough, and this is that, you need to learn this. I don't mean that. But I'm able to say that. I'm able to shut up, as well as I'm able to speak something and actually know what I'm talking about from the experiences I've had in Kung Fu, and that's what it gives you. I believe, Kung Fu people will be able to feel a lot of the essence of other martial artists, like in sport fighting people, what they can feel in terms of the physical. I'm saying the styles. I'm not. If a Kung Fu person never did MMA, let's say, like me, fair enough. I've never done MMA. I'm not a big tough guy and all this like MMA, and I don't have the experience. I go into the ring and get my ass beat, maybe at my level, or depending on who I'm up against, of course. But it's like, I know that I have the experience in me. I know that I can feel that essence of what they'd be like, as in imposing their power on somebody, striking and kicking and moving with it, just within a physical art. But these MMA guys or other martial artists will not feel necessarily the same essence, depending on what art we're talking about, or that individual. But they will never feel the essence of Kung Fu, what it teaches you within the actual feeling of just like doing nothing almost. So you're doing nothing, what do you fucking mean? Just kidding. And still being able to get, it's like a gun straight on target, you know, just going straight through. You know, like when you see these old like Kung Fu films, and like really exaggerated stuff, like, you know, when he's just like dodging attacks like the wind and he's just going straight in with the sword, straight to the point. And you say, well, if that was in real life, that would be really fucking impossible, you know? But it's good to watch, yeah? That's the true essence, though, what Kung Fu is teaching you with your mind and your feeling and your reaction on any angle. It is teaching you that kind of essence, I'm saying. Whereas other arts talk about how to restrain somebody good, how to get you into to knock someone's head off, and that's all there is to it. And that, to me, is the piggish attitude that's reflected in society. Simple-mindedness. Kung Fu teaches you balance and harmony with yourself. That means harmony with the world around you. If you can't stand balance, are you pissed, paralytic, drunk, what the fuck? That's why I don't drink. That's why I don't smoke. I'm not an angel. I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't take drugs. I want to make the most of my life. It teaches me all these truths. Because I don't want to be walking like that when actually the ground's flat, you know. In a situation that's either perfect or imperfect, I want to be perfect to the best of my ability, you know. Balance within myself. Because if not, I'll be fucked. I'll be working, I'll be chopping my own arm off or hitting something or knocking somebody. That's what it is. Kung Fu teaches balance. That's what I was saying. That's my final word on it in this video, okay? So, as I say, this video though, I might break up into parts, or I might keep as one video, I don't know yet, but whatever. I hope you've enjoyed everything I've said. Basically, this is for Demsley, it's a real talk about it. But originally, as I say, it was just like this. I knew there was more to Kung Fu. It was this deep thing. But, you know, when I was young, I just grew up watching like Jackie Chan films, Jet Li and people like that, watching films and Sammo Hung and that, Chinese Kung Fu films, and of course they're the best, like really entertaining old films. And I really wanted to learn more of that. I knew there was more deep, on the spiritual and mind side, but it was also the essence. But it was like also back in the day when I was watching like Kung Fu films, I realised that the arts were really interesting, very complicated, and so many different techniques. The techniques themselves, the physical structure, just fascinated me. But you've got to remember, it's not about flowery movements and showy stuff and all this, or watching films. It's about the actual truth of it all. But you've got to understand, man, you read one whole book, it can help you a lot. You know what I mean? You get more knowledge from life, it can help you a lot. But it's like, sometimes you can't know the house until you know door, window, roof, walls, you know what I'm saying? And you say, oh yeah, don't fucking need that, man, you just need a wall and four walls. I'll build you a house with 4 walls, man. You'll be in that fucking dying with no air and food in there. Oh, you forgot your toilet as well, where to shit. You shit all over the place, you die in your own stink. Yeah, I'm making up stupid psychological bullshit, but this is exactly what people are doing in the world around them. They're just, Kung Fu is built upon the strongest principles, as in strengthen yourself. A tree doesn't, you get any tree out there in the world now, any tree, it doesn't start growing up from the root and say, oh fuck me, I've got to compare with other trees. A little skinny tree, it's going to compare with some oak tree. They're not meant to smash each other up and beat each other up, are they? They just grow up naturally from their strength of their root. You see what I mean? And that's all there is to it. The truth is the truth. We're not here to kill each other. We're not here to damage things. but we're here to survive, and that's all there is. We're here to, live this beautiful life, eat and whatever. Why not help each other? Because we've got the strength to help each other as human beings. We've got the strength to help each other. There's a few monkeys by the trees, and they can't get the fruit down. I'm sure they'd help each other climb up, maybe, or maybe they'd fight amongst each other. We're civilized human beings. The same thing, right? Firefighters want to rescue someone from a building. I'm sure they might climb up and help each other, maybe. We've got the power to help each other. So why do we have to go around killing each other all the time? If we help each other, it might secure more chance of people helping you again later on. There's a lack of distrust in people. There's a lack of trust in people, I'm saying. There's a distrust in people that will help you again. And greed and selfishness and this and that. And you think, well, I'm speaking shit. And that's why you get movies out there now and online or in the cinema that are making me feel sick. And it's just cheap ass fucking jokes. And and things like this wax on fuck off thing and things like that. It looks good fun, but it's like taking the mick of what was once done before. I love the old Rockies. I love the old Karate Kid films. I love back in the day David Carradine, the old Kung Fu. So, I like meaningful things, even the old classic Disney movies, whatever. But you look back and you say, I'm talking about stupid shit, old school Sesame Street, or whatever the fuck I'm talking about. But back in the day, I'm saying, going back from your parents or your parents' parents, going back to the 50s or whatever, people with minds, not only were they hard-working people more so, they didn't have the technology we've got today, but they also were more pure, more family-orientated.